See Ed standing over there. I'm not a contestant on Star Search. I don't have any jokes tonight. You take master charge? You see the rain out there?
Yes.
Would you like to stay for the night? You're never going to get home. How did y'all get out here? Oh, your cars have been stripped long ago. Anyway, I'll welcome you. This is the Tonight Show, the show that asks the burning question, will Perry Como find a place to go in time for Christmas? I like that, huh? I knew it wasn't a biggie, but we do them from the back row of the band sometimes. I saw a strange sight driving to work today. Girl on Sunset Boulevard with a sign that said, "Cabbage Patch Hooker, take me home." I finally saw one of those dolls today. The Cabbage Patch. Have you seen one up close? I don't know what they're all talking about. Yeah. Looks like a Barbie doll that just let herself go. I don't get it. You get a hammer and take a Barbie doll, and you got a Cabbage Patch doll. Anyway, it's getting close to Christmas. I can tell. I was in a supermarket today. I saw one of those supermarket tabloids. You know the kind I'm talking about. And on the headline it said, "Mrs. Claus's kinky revelation." Yes. Santa let the reindeer watch. Come on, that's too low. You got your Christmas plans all made?
Half and half.
Half and half. I don't know what I'm going to do this Christmas. I went to the store today and bought tinsel for one.
Then you understand half and half.
Yeah. Cruel, that's cruel. Cheap shot. You know, they used to have a lot of office Christmas parties. I guess those are kind of phased out because people went to the parties. They usually got bombed or something and said terrible things to each other. But NBC is starting some parties here today. They had one on the set of the A-Team. You know that show? Nice Christmas party. Destroyed the set. Mr. T misunderstood when they told him to deck the halls. I cannot get used to Christmas in Los Angeles. I grew up in the Midwest. It is not the same. Or New York. That's Christmas, right? I mean, back east you roast chestnuts. Out here they stir-fry leeches in a wok. It doesn't make it out here. Santa Claus has himself paged at the Beverly Hills Hotel. At the pool. You know how Ed celebrates Christmas every year? He force feeds brandy to a chicken and then watches him lay eggnog. Anyway, you've probably checked the TV Guide, the list of holiday specials. Hundreds of them on. My favorite comes up with Joan Rivers. The Joan Rivers Christmas special called Can We Talk? Joan comes out and says, Santa's so fat his size went condo. Can we talk? Christmas special. Is this on? Oh, that's desperate time, isn't it? No. The Christmas decorations are pretty out here, though. I went by you go to that church on Rodeo Drive, don't you? It's St. Francis of Aguchi. It's a show business church because a lot of Hollywood people go there. You should have seen the priest's sermon the other day. He used a hand mic, had Charlie Callis open for him. I mean, boy. Well, not many churches, they have a wine list for communion. I mean, wow. You must pay a visit to Rodeo Drive. You can shop there if you want to, but it is a little expensive. They won't accept cash unless you give them a driver's license and 2 credit cards. Then you can pay cash. 'Tis the season to be jolly, friends. The Columbia landed, I guess, about, 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They landed 8 hours late, as you know. It was a little bit of a scare. They landed safely. The luggage is still orbiting. Did you see the latest faux pas by a member of President Reagan's staff? Your look-alike, incidentally. Yeah. Ed Meese. kind of put his foot in the mouth because you know what he said? Ed Meese, and I quote him, he said, "There is no hunger in America." He said people stand at the food kitchens only to get free food. You believe that? Yeah. Did you know nowadays when anybody in the White House makes a stupid statement, James Watt gets a royalty? We've got a good show for you tonight. A very funny gentleman, an actor, Charles Grodin, is with us tonight. And two of my all-time favorites, Bob and Ray, two of the best paddlers in the country. Young man from the University of Nebraska who's probably one of the greatest running backs that college football has ever produced. Mike Rozier is with us tonight. Who, of course, is the Heisman Trophy winner. And aren't you going to interview somebody?
Yes, I am.
Well, just don't tell them who it is.
All right. It's a famous doctor.
Famous doctor. Has to do with the Cabbage Patch doll thing. We'll find all about that. Thank you for coming. We'll be back in just a moment. Now.
Thank you, good doctor. And the NBC Orchestra, yes. Beautiful. The hottest selling toy this season is a stuffed doll called the Cabbage Patch Kids. Now, these dolls are so popular that riots have actually broken out in stores where adults have been trampling old ladies and children to get them. To explain the psychological ramifications of this hysteria, we've invited noted psychologist Dr. Joyce Sisters. Please welcome Dr. Sisters. Oh, you like the little footstool, Dr. Sisters? Yes. It's so good, Dr. Sisters, to have you here with us.
Thank you. I'm very smart.
Could you clear up one thing for our viewers? What's the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist?
Well, a psychiatrist is a doctor who does work with emotionally disturbed people. A psychologist is a doctor who does game shows and guest shots on the Love Boat. Did you see me on last week's episode?
Oh, no, I missed it.
I was in the scene where Van Johnson got seasick and threw up on my snapshot of Freud wearing mesh underwear.
Now, Dr. Sisters, is this Cabbage Patch Kids doll, is that a craze unique?
Not really. It's similar to other sociological phenomena like pet rocks, hula hoops, and showing your breasts to zoo animals.
Wait a minute. Showing your breast to zoo animals was never a craze.
Well, I'm glad you told me. I was just on my way to Marineland to flash Shamu.
Now, did you know that the face of every Cabbage Patch Kid is different? Each face is different?
Yes, that's right. They're especially crafted, so each one is unique and individual.
Well, just like a human baby.
Well, yes, except a human baby doesn't have his eyes hammered on by some guy in Hong Kong whose last job was an extra in a Bruce Lee movie.
What makes you an expert on What makes you an expert on the psychology of dolls?
I was the staff psychologist on The Muppet Show.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
Oh, it was. I treated one Muppet for a rather severe sexual identity problem.
My word, which one was that?
Well, it would be, of course, unethical for me to divulge confidential patient information, but let's put it this way. She used to be called Mr. Piggy.
Do you think you'll ever see a craze to, You think you'll ever see a craze to equal this one?
Yes, in 1984, they're coming out with a Cabbage Patch president.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Well, not really. Already he has more votes than George McGovern. I should say delegates. I should say anything.
It's well known, Doctor, that during the holidays, many people get depressed. Did you ever have a bad holiday season?
I experienced a major traumatic event in December 1970. I was appearing on Hollywood Squares, and Orson Welles fell through the square above me. Took the firemen 3 hours to chip me off Charlie Weaver.
What do you do nowadays when you get the blues?
Well, I do self-hypnosis techniques in order to get in touch with my inner feelings. If that doesn't work, I get in touch with 3 Norwegian sailors. That usually brings me right out of it.
Like any other toy, this doll won't last forever. What should a parent do if the doll breaks?
I would pound very hard on the chest.
Of the doll?
What?
Of the doll?
No, the salesman who sold me that piece of crap. By the way, I hope you viewers at home will watch me at halftime on the upcoming Gator Bowl. I'll be on the 50-yard line, doing a public therapy session with a man who believes that he's kept alive and awake at night by loud barking from the ghost of Elvis Presley's dog.
Well, it's always a pleasure to see you, Doctor.
Well, thank you for
Please
asking
come
me.
back
It
again.
was very nice talking.
No, I'm awfully sorry. You can't have... No, you cannot have this. This is the property of the Tonight Show. You can't have that.
Well, it used to be, Mr. McMahon, but as much as I deplore violence in interpersonal relations, I'll waste you if you don't turn it over. I can get $6 grand in Beverly Hills for a hot Cabbage Patch doll. Remember, I'm okay and you're okay. But you won't be if you try to follow me. You got it? Go ahead. Go ahead, big guy. Make my day.
We'll be right back right after this message. Don't go away.
Thank you.
It's a shame you were called away and missed our first guest. She was just terrific. Wonderful.
I hope my mother went to bed early tonight.
I thought it was great when we were rehearsing today, and you're in that garb, and your son walks in behind you and says, "Hi, Dad."
I was sitting here, and my second son, Ricky, was looking for me.
No.
Somebody said, he's out there on the set. And he looked at the monitor. And he saw Ed sitting here. He says, no, that's Ed. He said, no, the other person.
Hi, Dad.
Came up behind me and says, hi, Dad, how you feeling?
I've been a mother and father to both of you.
Yes. Anyway, our apologies to Joyce Brothers for letting us, like she gave us permission.
That's right.
Was it, Fred? Pacific Daylight Time, is it? As you get older, you stare at the clock a lot. Hey, it's 7 o'clock. The clock is moving.
That is now the correct show time.
Good. I'm glad of that. Man, just staring. Look at that. Boy, that second's just ticking by. My first guess, I've always enjoyed.
Me too.
Good. That's nice. We both have enjoyed him. He's a fine actor. He's going to be soon seen. Seen soon. Seen soon. Fucking Chinese. Seen soon. Seen soon. He'll be soon be seen. That's what it says. We'll soon be seen. Should be. He'll be seen soon. Seen.
Now you get it straightened out, it'll be over. We'll see him sometime in the near future.
He's going to be in a movie coming out soon. It's Steve Martin's The Lonely Guy, and it's with Gene and with Gene Wilder, and I guess another movie. 2 movies here, obviously. And with Gene Wilder and The Woman in Red. Before starting his own movie. Oh, we're finally getting to his movie. Called Dreamer. I didn't know that. There's 3 different pictures here. But they're soon going to be out. Would you welcome, please, before he dies, Charles Grodin.
very attractive woman. You really are. I just worked with Dr. Joyce Brothers.
You did?
Yeah, you did that very, very well. Very accurate.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, I'm sure.
Never had that compliment before. You're a very
sure
attractive woman.
That's your story.
Didn't you play in Charlie's Aunt?
I did. I played a woman recently, and you're playing a woman now, and they're winning.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult to play a woman?
Do you?
Well, I don't know whether I do.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I don't do it.
I like it.
I don't do it at home. I mean, when I'm, do it here for silliness.
It's a lot easier than playing a man.
Why's that?
I mean, that's what we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, is it easier to sit here now as yourself or to be a woman? I find it a lot easier to play a woman than to sit here.
Well, that's because
As a man.
That's because you can hide in the character. Is that what you're saying?
Well, okay.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's the way you want to put it.
That's the way I want to put it. My show, I can put it any way I want. What is this? I seem to be all mixed up here on this. Oh, you are in a starring role in The Lonely Guy,
I
right?
certainly have.
And then
Yeah.
your own picture.
I haven't fallen out of the business.
No, I know that.
Oh, right.
I know that. Then your own movie is called The Dreamer.
Dreamers.
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 It just says, you see what it says there? You see an S on that?
No, I don't.
It's Dreamer.
There's a number of us in it. It's Dreamers.
Dreamers.
Yes, it is.
Your 15th film, somebody said.
Yes, I've done about 15 pictures, yes.
Well, that's what I said. 15. I thought it was exactly 15. You say it's about 15.
I've played men in every one of them. Charlie's Aunt thing was on cable, so, that's...
That's right. That's right.
That's a woman.
What kind of a picture is this?
What?
I don't know.
What picture are you referring to? Got a lot of pictures, Johnny.
Dreamers.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Okay. What are you going to do for Christmas? That takes care of that. I don't know. Come on, tell us a little bit about it. I mean...
What?
Well, before you get into a picture, don't you try to find out if that's the right kind of picture for you to make?
Well, I wrote this picture.
Well, why wouldn't you know what it was about? I mean...
I know what it's about. It's just that I'm not really prepared to talk about it here in front of the country. The picture's going to come out probably in the fall, and I don't want to, tell everybody what it's about right now.
Well, don't you want to kind of create some interest in it? That's the most guests you see when they... Cannot wait to get out here and tell the audience this is a wonderful picture. It's about so-and-so to kind of entice them to come in and see it and buy tickets. You see,
I'm not that kind of a guest, actually. I've never been a guest that came out here and tried to sell these various pictures. I want that in the introduction to establish my credibility.
I respect that because it doesn't look like you're huckstering.
Exactly right.
Or just out for the quick buck in this business like so many people are.
That's right. And you have a longer career if you can conceal that you are.
That's true. That's true. Is money important to you at all in your life? How's your mother? What are you doing for Christmas? Do you like a good bonfire? No, is money important to you at all? You can answer any of these or none of them. I have lots of questions I can come up with. These...
No.
It's not important.
Well, it's not as important as it is to some other people.
Makes sense.
In other words, you don't spend much money. Is that it?
No, I don't.
Are you frugal? Would you call yourself frugal?
I wouldn't call myself frugal.
So you do go out and spend it with you?
I am frugal.
Oh, you are frugal.
I just wouldn't call myself.
Wouldn't call yourself
frugal.
that.
No, I try to come off, open and generous and loose.
You spend a lot of money at Christmas on gifts for friends.
No.
All right. Cheap, is that a better word? Okay, money's not important.
No, money's not important, but
You see, the reason I'm asking these questions to Charles, anybody ever call you Chuck?
Never.
Never. That's unusual.
This is the first time.
Most kids, when they're called Charles, are called Chuck when they're kids. Weren't you when you were a little kid called Chuck?
I never heard that before.
You don't look like the kind of guy that you'd call Chuck.
So let's get
off of that.
Let's get off
Charles,
of that.
okay.
Yeah.
You ever been called Shirley?
You ever been called Joyce?
That's right. Okay, we're going to take a break here, and this interview is going to soar when we come back. We'll take a break right after this. Thank you, Doc. Before I return to this in-depth and probing interview of Mr. Grodin, I forgot to mention that Doc will be appearing with his group Zebron in Anchorage, Alaska, at the Captain Cook Hotel this Sunday, December the 11th. And then he'll be in Bellingham, Washington, at the Bellingham Yacht Club on Monday, December the 12th, and Tuesday, December the 13th. Have a good time up there, Doc.
Thank you.
Now, the reason I'm asking you these questions, which seem like they are out of sequence, is to find out. We've known each other how long? When I say known, you've been on this show for 10 years.
Yeah.
But we don't know each other. I mean, we don't have cookouts at each other's house, or we've never really gone to dinner together and sat and just talked and say, hi, Charles, how are you? Right. So I'm really trying to find out something about you. I get the feeling you're a rather personal, a very private person.
Well, no more than you.
Well, you see, when you usually ask a question, the host hopes that he'll get back more than one sentence. Otherwise, you run out of questions very quickly. So maybe if I rephrased it and said, explain to me why you are a private person.
Well, I just don't feel it's anyone's business, really, you know. But I come
That private, huh?
I come on this show essentially for the money.
That's honest. I like that.
I put in my 5-10 minutes, what it is. I get the thing, I go home. I don't want to reveal, like, my innermost secrets coming out here the way a lot of people feel they have to do. If I can get through 10 minutes without revealing too much, I've done it again.
You got another shot in you.
I got another shot. You still don't know anything, you know. You're going to keep asking me back until you find something out.
Yeah. Well, I never see you. Not that I'm a big party goer. I don't go out much myself, you know. But I never see you.
Right. I never see you either.
Well, that would figure because I don't see you. Do you go to anything at all?
No, I've never gone anywhere. I've never seen you.
Well, I go to charity functions occasionally, or dinners, or tribute dinners.
I've never seen.
I've seen you
last week. I've seen you in the sauna before the show, but that's it.
We don't have a sauna. How do people contact you when they want you to do something? How do they find you? I mean,
how do they find me?
Yes, I mean, do you live here in California? Or?
No.
Without giving an address. What state do you live in? New York?
I'm in the East.
You're in the East. Atlantic Ocean side.
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Well, you see. You have a family?
I have a daughter.
Ah, what does she do? No, she doesn't mind if we talk about her. Now we're getting somewhere. What does she do?
She's a comedy writer.
Are you serious?
She wrote this.
Does she really write comedy?
Yeah.
Who for?
No one yet. But she will soon. She just come out here within the last 3 days, and she's going to probably be writing in television.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, I think so.
What's her name?
Marion.
Marion, the comedy writer.
Yeah.
Good. Let's talk about Marion.
Yeah.
Pretty girl?
She's 6 years old.
Well, it takes time to get established.
Yeah, no,
by
she's...
the time she meets agents and everything, and they get back to her, she'll be probably 18.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant.
Yeah. I'll get a call from William Morris. Let's take a nap. No.
She's
6 years old. It's a very inside joke. But,
she's with William Morris.
She's with William Morris.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
She'll go far. Now, let's get back to Dreamers, just to touch on it.
Yeah.
Is this your first movie you've written?
Yeah. It is the
Are
first
you
one.
happy with it?
I think it's...
Have Have you cast it yet?
I think it's,
Oh, excuse me. All right, I'll
All
go
right.
back.
yeah, I'm very happy with it. I look forward to seeing it. I think it'll be out in the fall, and it's an MGM picture.
Have
and
you
it's,
cast it yet?
Yes.
Who else is in it?
Steve Martin, Gilda Radner, Penny Marshall, Tyne Daly.
Well, that's a fine cast.
Hopefully, Jack Warden, Jack Weston, possibly yourself, if you're...
What do you mean, possibly me? Is this an offer you're making publicly
We'll see.
to appear in your picture?
Matter what kind of money are we talking about?
Big money.
Mega bucks.
Mega bucks. Lots of bread.
For one day?
You got it. And I'd like the money in cash in the parking lot. For reasons that are my own.
The role is that of a woman.
I don't care. What age?
Whatever you like.
What else you want to talk about? Anything particularly? While you're here, where are you going to spend Christmas?
I'm with Perry Como.
Okay. Would you like to go to dinner some night?
With whom?
With me?
Seriously?
No. No, if it's going to be like here, why go for that kind of money? Sure, I'm serious. They'll just go out and cut it up like we're doing now and just have a great time. I mean, your wife's obviously not out here with you, right?
Yes, she is.
Well, she's here with
Yeah.
you? Ah,
Yeah.
well, bring her along.
And you?
I'm alone.
You're alone?
I'm alone.
The three of us?
Well, when I say alone, I don't mean alone. We're going to take a break. Be okay by you?
Sure.
Good. Okay. We'll do Bob and Ray are here tonight, and so is Mike Rozier. We are back. My guests, Bob and Ray, tell me they're quite impressed with the preparations going on here in Los Angeles for the next year's Olympic Games. And they've assigned their ace sports reporter, Biff Burns, to ferret out an Olympic story, and he's done just that. Here's Biff and his guest.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. My guest here in the sports room is a fellow named Big Steve Werbler. It's a name that you're going to be hearing a lot of because he's the world champion high jumper, and I want to welcome you to the sports room, Big Steve.
Well, thanks, Biff. It's great to be here. There's a correction there, though. You said I was the world champion high jumper.
Right.
Actually, I'm the world champion low jumper.
Well, there can't be too much difference between the two events.
No, but
What's your record in the low jump?
I've jumped 57 feet 8 inches, which is about 50 feet farther than the record for the high jump.
Well, that would seem like there is a lot more difference between two events than we had thought at first. Would you care to explain it?
Well, sure. You see, in high jumping, you stand in a low place, and you see how high up you can jump.
Right.
In low jumping, stand in a high place, see how far down you can jump.
You and I both know the answer to this next question, but for the sake of the viewers looking in who may not, would you care to comment on the whole thing?
Well, it's pretty basic. Actually, I might point out here, though, that if you jump from a high place and you get killed, then that jump does not count. See, that's why my 57 feet 8 inches still stands as an all-time record.
I should imagine. Now, this may seem like an embarrassing question to throw at you, Big Steve, but isn't this kind of a dumb sport that would only appeal to big lummoxes like yourself with rocks in their head?
Well, I guess you could make a pretty good argument for that, Biff. But personally, I feel low jumping has it all over high jumping. You see, in high jumping, you can strain a muscle or hurt yourself on the jump up and break a bone on the fall down. Right. But in low jumping, all you have to worry about is what happens to you on the way down.
I guess there's a certain amount of logic to that, but I don't think... I think it's too complicated for most of the viewers to understand. Now, you're trying to get low jumping accepted as a major track and field event, is that right? And even in the Olympics.
That's right. There's a promoter back in New York who wants to rent the Palisades along the Hudson River and have us jump into the water. But that would not be an official jump because you can't land on water or anything soft like that.
Oh, I thought the object of the whole thing was just to live through the event. Yeah. I didn't know the surface you landed on had anything to do with it.
I jump mostly onto asphalt and concrete. But you can jump onto natural ground, too, providing it hasn't been softened by rain or moisture of any kind. See?
How about astroturf, stuff like that?
Oh, that's okay, too, providing the thorny grass isn't too tall to break your fall. Or been softened by moisture, either.
Well, I can see the rules are pretty strict on that. If you get low jumping accepted as an Olympic event, you'll have to do it from the window of a downtown office building, something
yes,
like that.
And that's not too satisfactory, Biff, because in case of a tie, then, you have to go up one story at a time, which is 10 feet, see? So, no, I think it'd be much better if we could use a fire department ladder and go up a little bit at a time.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
How many entrants from all over the world do you plan would go into a thing like this, low jumping?
Well, from the mail I've received, there are 2 others. There's a Tibetan who puts himself in a trance and jumps off mountains. And there's another guy in France who's kind of flaky, too.
All right, well, there are 2, and then you make 3. There would be 3 of you in all, then.
Well, no, I'm decided not to compete. I figured it'd take a real fruitcake to think he could break that 57-foot, 8-inch record that I already hold, see? And I've learned through experience that low jumping over 30 or 40 feet can give you a real headache. So I decided, who needs it?
Well, I was going to say that at the outset of the interview, but you said it for me. Our guest in the sports room was Big Steve Werbler, and this is Biff Burns saying, till next time, this is Biff Burns saying so long. Thank you, Big Steve.
Bob and Ray. Low jumping. Just funny routine. Never heard you do that one before, is it?
No, we haven't done that before. That's the new one for the Olympics.
You got a book out, too. We're going to have a piece to do from it. Well, I guess we didn't have time tonight, but this is called From Approximately Coast to Coast. It's the Bob and Ray Show. What are these all things that you've done over the years?
Well, there's scripts mostly from that new public radio program that we've just decided to do. It'll be on the air in January.
That's the title of it, From Approximately Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
That's the Bob and Ray Show. Soon to be a major motion picture.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Wasn't room for that on the
Good to see you guys again. Yeah. You've won the, I understand, the Peabody Award again for the 3rd time?
3rd time.
Congratulations. That's a very distinguished and prestigious award.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You guys give each other Christmas gifts after knowing each other all the years you've worked together. How do you handle that?
Well, like anything else, after we've been 38 years, you don't know what to give a guy after 38 years.
It's hard to find something different, you know.
Yeah.
It's like trying to shop for Richard Dawson. I mean, he's received everything there is from his contestants.
Have you made a decision in this?
I think I'm going to give him some goldfish this year. It's a nice gift, don't you think?
Good. I don't
Goldfish?
Goldfish, yeah.
Does he like goldfish?
I don't know. Do you like goldfish?
Yeah,
Well, you're going to get them anyway.
If you'll accept an aardvark.
Yeah. That means you have to get in an aquarium and...
No, I'm just going to get 2 or 3 in the 5 and 10 cent store. They put a little glass bowl.
Oh, that's right.
They only live about 10 days.
That's right. A lot of them end up you know where. Yeah.
Sure.
Which one of your kids is a comedy writer? Seriously?
My son, Chris.
Writes for the David Letterman show.
Letterman, yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, does he enjoy it? Has he ever written anything for you?
No.
2 fellows?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's really great. I'm glad to hear it. We're going to take a break? We'll be right. Did Mike Rozier make it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a little wondering today with the traffic and the rain whether Mike Rozier would make it, but he is here. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. We're back. Thank you, Doc. This next young man I'm delighted to introduce this next young man. He's not only a superb athlete, but he happens to be a student at the university from which I graduated, and he probably has done a great deal to help make the Nebraska Cornhuskers. A lot of people call them probably the most powerful and best college football team ever to play. He's the second player in college history to rush over 2,000 yards in a season. Mike Rozier. Look, you could get through all of those guys, make all those cuts, make all those touchdowns, and you could hardly get in from the airport today. You should have got out and started to run.
It's pretty hard.
Did you think you were going to miss it tonight?
Yeah, I did at first. It's kind of raining outside. The traffic was real heavy.
Yeah.
But I had a good driver.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You got the award was what, just the day before yesterday?
Well, yeah, it was announced Tuesday, but I got the trophy last night in New York.
Yeah, did you bring it out with you?
Nah, I left it home to my mom. I gave it to my mom.
Yes.
They announced it, and she gave me, she helped me out so much, so I left it home to her and gave it to her.
Yeah, you've always said that. You give great credit to your folks for supporting you.
Oh, yeah, they back me whatever I do. If I wasn't playing football, whatever I'm doing, they behind me 100%. That's one thing about my family. And I think that's why I'm making it, doing so well now, because they're always behind me and give me 100%.
Watching you do those runs, they say you can take some football players, and which is true. If a guy plays tackle or guard, then you can beef them up and make them good football players, or you can teach a guy to run routes and catch the ball. But when it comes to running backs, it's more than that. It's got to be a gift. All the great running backs, whether it's O.J. Simpson or Jim Brown and all the rest of them, seem to have a gift for that, and I don't think you can teach that, can you? Do you feel that when you were even young?
I don't feel like you can't teach it. Like you said, it's a gift from God. God gave me a gift, and I'm out there doing the best I can at it. I don't need to waste it, so I'm out there doing the best I can at it. You can't teach it like you said, but the coaches there help you out as far as, mentally get your head together and tell you go out there and do the best you can at it. I just go out there every game, just hang in there, but it don't look as easy as it look on TV, though.
Yeah, you make it look like those guys are not even trying. You just cut around. Of course, Nebraska's got one of the great coaches in Tom Osborne.
Oh, yeah, Coach Osborne, he's a great coach. And plus, I got a good offensive line, 270, 280 guys in front of me, and that's a lot of my job makes it a lot easier for me to run through people.
Yeah, how many All-Americans? You had, 3 All-Americans or 4 on the team?
Me,
Steinkuhler,
Dean Steinkuhler, Urban Fire, me, and Turner.
Somebody said, I think it was John Riggins of the Steelers, said one weekend. Did you hear that quote?
No.
He said, who are you playing next week? And he says, I hope it's not the University of Nebraska. They say it's probably one of the best college teams of all time. When you were in high school, the recruiting in this country is intense. They must have been after you in high school. Why did you decide the University of Nebraska?
Well, everybody wanted me to go to different schools, but I missed my grade point average by 1 point. I was messing around in high school too much, And, fortunately, I had to go to Coffeyville, Kansas for 1 year. But, the reason why I choose Nebraska, because, they stuck with me. They treated me more as a person instead of a player.
Right.
And they felt, though, if I couldn't come right out of high school to go to university, they recommended the JUCO school for me, and I went down there and finished up 1 year.
Now, of course, you're going to be drafted. You'll probably be the number one draft choice in the NFL. How do you feel about that? Are you entertaining offers already, or are they coming around?
Yeah, a lot of people come around and bother me and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But I really can't talk to him yet.
Right.
I got the Orange Bowl. I'm thinking about the Orange Bowl. Go back to school.
Play Miami in the Orange Bowl, right?
Yeah, January 2nd.
Right.
Then I got the East Shrine Bowl game. For handicapped kids. That's what I'm doing when I get done playing ball. Yeah.
How do you feel now? You've got the trophy. Now you got to go back to school and finish the rest of the term. Is this going to be kind of a letdown?
Nah, not really. I'm looking forward to going back. This is one time I really miss it now. All this travel I'm doing.
Right.
Other than that, I ain't like it. I didn't want to go practice and go to school. But now, I missed a whole lot. I'm ready to go back.
Yeah. Where would you like to play? I guess maybe you can't even take a guess on that.
Maybe somewhere close to home. Giants.
New York Giants, perhaps?
Yeah, hope so.
That's a good
football. They talk about the Eagles, but I don't know. It was up to the people who choose.
Have you decided already? Because as talented as you are, you're going to make a lot of money in pro ball. You decided how you're going to handle that?
Nah, I got to find a good agent. You want to be my agent?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, I can get you. I can get you with the Burbank Scooters out here. It's a small, minor team, but have you thought, because you haven't had money in your life, and all of a sudden you're going to be a wealthy young man, and that's a responsibility.
Yeah, most definitely it is. Like I said, I got to find a good agent and invest it, put money away real good so I could live comfortably down the road.
Yeah, because as a professional athlete, you know, your career may be 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah, it might be 2 years or 1 year. You know, you never know. You know, that's one reason why I'm going to find a good team that's have a good offensive line blocking for me.
Yeah. Get those big guys up there.
Yeah,
Get those big, heavy guys. Well, congratulations, Mike. We thank you for coming out here and making this trip, because I know that you're very much...
Chào cả mọi người. Và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Honda Civic, chiếc xe sản xuất 2009, số sàn 1.8, phiên bản màu đen. Xe này số sàn. Tuy nhiên là các bạn biết rồi, Civic đi rất là bốc. Phiên bản màu đen, phân khúc C. Nói chung là rất là bốc và bền bỉ. Dòng của Honda, dòng của Toyota thì rất là bền. Ví dụ như con Altis chẳng hạn, như đây là con Civic cùng phân khúc. Đấy. Mặt trước thì mạ chrome biểu tượng Honda. Đèn xe thì một bên trái thì tương đối sáng, còn bên phải thì hơi tối. Đấy, lốp la răng thì la răng rất là đẹp. Nốp thì cũng đã xuống cấp. Đấy, xi nhan tích hợp vào sườn. Tay nắm cửa, mọi thứ thì rất ok. Đấy. Nói chung là 2009 thì đương nhiên là nó rất là xuống cấp rồi, hơn chục năm rồi. Rất là xuống cấp, tuy nhiên là vẫn còn rất là ok. Đèn hậu rất là thể thao. Civic là một trong những dòng xe thể thao và đầm chắc bậc nhất phân khúc. Và con chiếc thân xe này thì đã bị cũng đã từng búc sinh ở phần sườn bên phụ, bung túi khí rồi nhá. Nói chung là bị nặng lắm rồi. Tuy nhiên khắc phục thì cũng không ai biết gì đâu. Mua về tập lái đưa con đi học, hoặc là nói chung xe thì form dáng cũng rất là đẹp, chứ không phải là giống như các đời xe hoặc dòng xe khác form sáng nó xấu. Đây form sáng rất là đẹp, kể từ la răng luôn, rất là đẹp. Thì các bạn tùy vào nhu cầu sử dụng của mỗi người. Tuy nhiên là nó đã bị bung túi khí rồi, nên nó bị ăn vào sắt xi rất là nhiều. Vì vậy là sẽ có một mức giá rất là rẻ cho mọi người mua. Đấy. Tổng thể chiếc xe thì em có quay, mọi người có đến trực tiếp xem xe. Nội thất bên trong thì các bạn có thể thấy rằng là vô lăng còn rất là tương đối mới, cần số, phanh tay cơ, DVD tích hợp kem nùi, da ghế còn rất là mới. Đấy, mọi thứ nội thất bên trong em nó rất là tương đối, rất là đẹp. Đấy. Hàng ghế sau thì cũng tương đối nhăn nheo, nhưng mà nó xuống cấp theo thời gian, nhưng mà đối với đời như 2009 như thế là đẹp mọi người nhé. Đấy, xe thì chỉ có vậy thôi. Các bạn nếu mà các bạn chốt thì các bạn phải đến trực tiếp xem xe, sau đó thì các bạn mới đi thử cũng như là xem kiểm tra mọi thứ ok thì chúng ta mới chốt, chứ chúng em không cọc qua mạng nhé. Bên em cứ cho đến xem xe thoải mái. Bên em chuyên bán các dòng xe nỗi giá rẻ. Đây là cũng thông báo cho mọi người biết là như vậy, cho nó dễ. Không đến xem xe mất công ra. Nhiều cái ông xe nỗi báo là xe ngon rồi bán giá cao, trong khi người ta phát hiện ra mất công, mất thời gian, mất tiền di chuyển, mất rất nhiều tiền. Thì tránh cái việc đấy thì chúng em cũng báo luôn giá, báo luôn bị lỗi gì cho nó nhanh. Đấy. Xe chỉ có vậy, là màu đen cũng rất là đẹp vậy. Còn nói chung là đối với các bạn nếu mà đi xe hơn chục năm mà không xước sát gì, không va chạm gì thì nghe chừng nó cũng hơi sai sai. Đấy. Xe thì đèn trước thì một bên đã thay, còn một bên thì chưa thay. Vậy là một bên sáng bên tối. Đấy. Bọn nào về bọn đánh bóng thì cũng được, nó cũng tương đối sáng đấy. Đấy, tổng thể nó chỉ có vậy thôi, đánh bóng cả kính nữa. Thích thì đèn xe màu đen, đèn xe có thể đi làm đánh bóng cũng rất là đẹp. Đấy, một chiếc xe như này thì bây giờ bán với một giá là 159 triệu cho một chiếc xe mà đã bị bung túi khí, búc sinh và phần sườn bên phụ. Đấy, mọi người cứ nếu mà cảm thấy ok thì mới đến xem. Các bạn mà bây giờ thì vẫn chưa ok thì không mất công đến xem làm gì. Các bạn cảm thấy giá này hợp lý trong một chiếc xe đời như này và lỗi như này thì các bạn đến xem được thì chốt. Xin chào tất cả mọi người.